Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 262 of the Dream Wager, Monday, April 17th, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock. And back in the States, Elvis Acosta, my NBA guru, our partner in crime. How you doing, kid? How was the flight back home?
The flight was, it was all right. Kind of sucked that there's no Wi-Fi over international waters, and the damn Lakers and Grizzlies are playing. So that kind of sucked. Was able to see like the fourth quarter of the Bucks and Heat game, but ended up seeing Giannis get hurt and all that. But overall, Dill, your boys just I'm upset that I had to leave DR, but your boy love America. You know your boy love America, so I'm happy to be home.
Yes, sir. We do love this country. What was I going to say? I know you didn't want to leave DR. The weather was probably beautiful, but yeah, coming back home, it's good to have you back safe and sound. What's the one thing you missed when you were in DR that it was kind of easy access here in the States?
Well, your boy couldn't bet. I would have definitely made some money over the weekend. A couple playing games. So last few days in the NBA would have been very profitable. But overall, though, to be honest, one thing I'm gonna miss over there that I can't do over here, you could say, is I was living in a mansion, in private resorts, private villas. I was living in a country club, Dill. So I'm gonna miss that type of lifestyle, and it's coming back to reality.
One day we'll get back there. That's the goal. But you're right. NBA's been crazy. Playoffs started. We'll talk about all the injuries. We'll talk about the first round. Jalen Hurts got paid as well. We'll touch on that. We got some MLB games. NHL playoffs start tonight. So all that and more to get into. But Elvis, I think we should start with the news that broke today. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts breaks the record. He winds up getting paid. I think it's $151 million, $255 million over 5 years. He breaks the record. He's now the highest paid quarterback. I think it's a smart move. I don't know what it holds in for the future with the other quarterbacks getting paid with Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Lamar, but I think the Eagles are actually smart to do it first, get it out of the way. There's a no trade clause, and I think he deserves the money. What do you think on the extension?
Yeah, I think it's rightfully deserved. We already know what the quarterback market is gonna look like. So I think Philly got I want to say a great deal, but I think it's fair. You've seen Daniel Jones get his money. I think Jalen Hurts is X amount of better of Daniel Jones. So to me, it's definitely worth the money. I think it's a great investment for the Eagles for the next 5 years. Because that's what you got to think, Dill. You can't just pay the man for what he's done. You got to pay the man for what you believe he's going to do moving forward. And I believe moving forward, I think Jalen Hurts will be not just a top 10 quarterback, but possibly a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to improve. We saw him that huge step from last season to this season, Dill. And we saw the run. He's a dual threat. His completion percentage shot up, touchdowns went up, and we already know what he can do with his legs. We've seen that since Alabama. Now him being more accurate, there it just adds. Is he that guy? And we've seen in the Super Bowl, though, biggest game of his career, one of the best defenses in the NFL, and against the Chiefs, he put up 35 points on them, Dill.
Yeah.
And I know this is months down the road, but hey, if he doesn't fumble in the second quarter and gives up a strict 6 that he did on his own by accident, we might be having a different discussion. He probably would have got 300 mil. So I think it's the right move, Dill. You got to secure your quarterback of the future. And to be honest, I think you're right. I think it's smart for Philly to either set the tone and do it before Herbert, before Justin, and before Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and Lamar, just because now those teams are going to go off yours. What you paid Jalen instead of you having to match. Say if Joe Burrow or Justin would have got signed first and they got like 280. Now if the Eagles only pull up with 250, Jalen could be that's kind of disrespectful. I've been to the Super Bowl. They haven't.
Yeah, and I think you make a good point. In the Super Bowl, we could make an argument even with the fumble and the strip 6. He still had an argument of he was the best player on the field that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Just because, we all know Patty Mahomes wasn't 100%. He had a tremendous second half, but Jalen Hurts from start to finish I think he just blew. to be honest, he just blew everybody away just because we didn't expect him to be that great. 300 plus touchdowns, multiple passing touchdowns, multiple rushing touchdowns. He did it all. He did it all.
I agree. And I think he has a great coach behind him in Nick Sirianni. You saw the development as soon as he winded up coming over to Philadelphia. He said, hey, it's like having Michael Jordan out there. He's a leader on the field, off the field. And he's going to give you 110% every time out there. You mentioned with his legs, with his arm, he has great decision making. I think he's done better reading defenses as well. So,
and he'll continue to get better at that, though.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There is a no trade clause as well. It's the first in Eagles history. So I think that is very telling as well, saying this is our guy. We're not letting him go. And I agree. I think it was the smart move to pay him first because, like all these other guys, they're just going to eventually get more and more. So, it's a question of who got paid first. It's Jalen Hurts because the next guy, he's going to get paid more. And then the next guy is going to get paid more after the other two. So I think the Eagles were smart to be first with Jalen Hurts. Now, Lamar sits there and do you think Lamar could leverage this in his deal? Do you think he has leverage now and be like, listen, I know he went to a Super Bowl. He has a little more playoff success, but I've done more than him. I've been in the league longer.
In this case, though, I think it helps Lamar out a little bit just to see because Jalen Hurts got 179 fully guaranteed, 255. So if Lamar could at least tell him like, yo, get me to 250, 180. Just that, you take $5 million less total, and then you get $1 million more guaranteed. And I think that would be a fair contract for both. It's just were the Ravens willing to do a 5-year deal? Because we already know Lamar said it out of his mouth. Well, to his Twitter, they offer him a 3-year, 143 fully guaranteed,
which is disrespectful.
I know, Dill, but to be honest, 143 fully guaranteed is nothing to.
No, but when you're an MVP of the league, it's
no. I agree with you, Dill, but 143 million fully guaranteed now.
Yeah, I know. We'll see, but highest paid quarterbacks in the new NFL with new money average per year. Jalen Hurts now number 1 with 51 million. Aaron Rodgers 49, Kyler Murray 46.1, Deshaun Watson 46, Mahomes 45. Oh my God, wait till he gets paid. He might get 60 million a year.
Who, Mahomes?
Yeah.
No, he's locked in. He got like a 7-year contract. He had a 10-year deal. He took a team-friendly deal.
You'll love to see it because now you could build around him. Josh Allen is 6th with 43, and then 7th, 8th, and 9th, they're all tied. Daniel Jones, Matt Stafford, and Dak Prescott, they're each getting around 40 million. So I see the 3 guys that we named, Lamar, Justin Herbert, and Joe Burrow.
Should be the new top 3.
Should be the new top 3. I was like, it's kind of a no-brainer at this point, but I was having this debate with this bartender, this guy from Philly, and he was like, I ain't getting Carson Wentz again.
Well, I
want to go back to the bar and be like, hey, what do you think?
Carson Wentz was never this good.
No, Carson.
Yeah, Carson Wentz had one great season. The season he should have won the MVP, but he ended up getting hurt week 13, and then Tom ended up winning it. Shout out Tom, go. Jalen Hurts, we saw him improve so much. He, went 9-7, first year starting, made the playoffs, lost to Tom Brady. No shame in that.
Nope.
Following season, goes on a Super Bowl run, has the number 1 seed in the NFC. So sky's the limit for the kid, though.
Yeah, I agree. With that defense, with the coach, with the run game, with the weapons, they're setting him up for such success in Philly. So you love to see it.
Devontae Smith still on the rookie deal. He's not even in his prime yet. He's gonna get extended. AJ Brown still in his prime. He's still got at least 2-3 solid years as a true number 1. And then you're gonna have Devontae Smith entering his prime right then and then when AJ Brown is slightly declining from his prime. So and you got my boy what's the tight end's name? I just forgot it. He was my tight end in fantasy. Won me Super Bowl. No, that's Cowboys. Damn. That's crazy.
Goddard.
Dallas Goddard, baby. Yep. He won me a Super Bowl too. So, Dill, he got nice weapons. I know they let go Miles Sanders, wasn't able to retrain him, Dill.
Hey, they might draft BJ Robinson from the Texans.
I know a lot of reports saying that they don't see him staying like lasting to the 32nd pick. That's the thing. Is he there on the board at number 32? Guarantee the Eagles will take him. But the reports I'm seeing, Dill, he's going to be long gone before 32.
Well, they do have an earlier pick than 32. I'm looking at it right now. They have a number 10th. They have the number 10th from
He's not going 10th. He ain't going 10th now. He ain't going 10th.
That's the stretch. And the Eagles are not going to draft a running back in the first round at 10. That's a stretch.
They're gonna go D-line. They're gonna go D-line, though.
We'll preview our mock draft next week because hey, the draft is 2 weeks away. Maybe no, it's a week away. Next
it's like 10 days.
Yeah, next Thursday, I think, or something like that. But yeah, very interesting. Glad Jalen Hurts got paid. But Elvis, what a first week in the NBA playoffs. You guys played all right, but James Harden is back, man. What a performance by James Harden. 23 points, 13 dimes, 4 rebounds. 76ers take care of business. Hey, Mikal Bridges did all he could. He dropped fucking 30 points. He had no one to help him. But did you catch any of your team game one, and what'd you make of it?
I ended up watching about 90% of the game. I was into that. That's my next time my Kyrie shirt on. Still not on the team, but that's my boy. Dill, take away from it, to be honest, I kind of like what I saw, Dill. We fought. Nobody expects us to beat the 76ers, but I do believe we can steal a game, possibly two. Just hear me out. I don't think James Harden is going to make 6+ threes in a game again. Let's just be real. He hasn't been that guy. He can still do it a game or two, but consistently, it wouldn't shock me if he has 12 points and 12 assists tonight. It wouldn't shock me at all. So I don't expect James Harden to have a huge game like that. And I expect those supporting cast. Yeah, I expect Joel Embiid to have a little more impact. Didn't have a monster game like he usually does. But I expect the supporting cast to calm down a little bit, especially on the road, Dill. So I still think I want to say we got a huge chance of winning the series because we don't, to be real, Dill. But I do give us a shot, in the series to win a game or two.
Yeah, I think it might be a gentleman's sweep. I think he'll win one at home. And I agree. I don't think James Harden has that kind of performance again. Maybe he does, but I would call his bluff on that one as well. Even though I do think he is an amazing player. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting game. I thought you guys did play tough. It's just you guys aren't as deep. They have more star power. They're at home. They're just a better team. It is what it is right now. But the other game, Hawks, they wind up losing to the Celtics 99-112. Game was it wasn't as close as the final score indicates, but I looked at my phone for a sec because I was watching UFC and other things, and they were down 30 at one point, and I was like, oh yeah. I got a little stat for you. Trae Young, 7 for 49 on threes in his career in the first round. Hot take. He's not good in the playoffs, only against the Knicks. I think all those threes are against the Knicks, to be honest. But when you're shooting under 20% from three and you're supposed to be, quote unquote, the guy, I don't buy into it. I'm sorry. I don't believe in the trade. I think they're going to get swept. What'd you think of his performance and just ultimately the series game one takeaways?
To be honest, it was a blowout. I watched like the first quarter and a half of it, and it got pretty nasty, especially in the second quarter. They just outmatched. The Celtics. We all know Celtics are a championship contender. They're one of the favorites to represent the East. I think right now they'll be the favorite. Question on Giannis on health, but as of right now, I believe they're the favorite to represent the East. And you can see it game one off the bat. Why? So they just clearly much deeper, much better team. Yeah. Trae Young, he could amaze you with a 35-point, 15 assist game, and then he'll give you a 17-point game with 9 assists, going 4 for 20 from shooting. That's my thing, though. He has to be a little more consistent. I thought Murray would have helped him out on that. With a better offensive flow. But do I expect the Hawks? It's like more the Nets and 76ers, though. Do we expect the Hawks to steal this series away from the Celtics? Absolutely not. Can they win a game or two?
No.
Possibly, though. Now, I'll give them a shot. I like what I saw late in the game. Yeah, I understand the Celtics, took the foot off the gas a little bit, but hey, I still think if they get hot, I think the Hawks will still hang, buck 30 on you, Dill. So Celtics do got to be careful.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get swept. The Hawks. I don't see. I think when they took their foot off the gas, Jaylen Brown almost went for 30. Jason Tatum, he was just lighting them up as well. I think it could get serious, especially if they're trying and playing serious, especially on the road. I don't worry in Boston. I worry about when they go on the road. So I think they get swept. But how about my Knicks? I saw you take them to plus the points too, baby. Knicks Tate, what a fucking win on the road, 101-97. All I heard was Donovan Mitchell this, Donovan Mitchell that. Yeah, he dropped 38. He's not like that. I don't care. Hey, interesting fact. The Kings and the Knicks both won a playoff game on the same day for the first time since 2001. And this is the first time the Knicks won a playoff road game in the last 20 years. Hey, we're breaking. I know it's bad, but we're breaking records. I shouldn't say New York Knicks. I should say the Villanova Knicks. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. Man, this guy on one fucking leg, Josh Hart, going after rebounds. He's way better than RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is a brick. That was one of the worst draft picks I've ever seen in my life. He can't hit a wide.
Oh, come on,
no.
Come on.
We could have a whole podcast about how bad RJ Barrett is. Come on. You're not about to sit here and defend RJ.
I'm not defending. I'm just saying have some respect for your players. They're up one in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, keep talking. I like this. What else?
That's all I got.
Oh, that's all you got. You had more on the bum ass Hawks than you did on my Knicks, and we won. All I heard about was Donovan Mitchell. You guys fumbled the bag. He wanted to come home. Yeah. Now what?
Dill, what I told you, before I took the trip, I expect Donovan Mitchell, put up numbers. Yeah. But we never seen Donovan Mitchell get out the first round.
This is another cycle of him not getting out of the first round.
I still like Cleveland. I still think they're let's be real, though. They are the slightly better team. But your Knicks just got a rhythm. They just have a better rhythm right now. Jalen Brunson at a different level. Him, Randall, like you said, RJ's a little brick right now. But hey, you're winning despite of him, Dill. So if he could get it going, just shoot. Let's just say he shoots 50% from the field, gives you around 15 points a game, Dill. Y'all could possibly win this series. But if he doesn't step it up a little bit, I think Mitchell and company will finally get it together, possibly games 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, sounds good. I think this is the most fun series. I think it's the most competitive. I think it's the most even. But you're right. If Donovan Mitchell needs help, obviously he's a bucket. He's gonna get his, regardless if he's home or at the Mecca. He's gonna get 30 plus.
And we both know Darius Garland's gonna wake up real soon.
Hopefully for their sake he does, because if he doesn't and it's just him, Mobley, or Allen, I think they're in trouble. I really do, because the Knicks have some depth, and I think they're scoring with Grimes, with quickly off the bench. I think our offense could match up to the Cavs offense. I think it's our defense that we need to worry about. We were locked in for game one, but let's see if it continues. But no, good win on the road for game one. And the Kings light the beam. Did you see the thing that they do now with the Kings? I love that. I didn't know they did it, but yeah, good win for the Kings. That game was electric, man. I thought it was awesome. First playoff game for the Kings since 2006. Fox and Monk, both Kentucky boys, they dropped 30 as well. And I know you took the Kings straight up on the money line. Good pick. But I did think Andrew Wiggins coming back, I thought that was big. But I thought the Warriors did play well enough on the road to get the job done. Steph Curry had a chance to tie it at the end of regulation, just rimmed out a little bit. But I thought the Warriors played tough. I think they'll be fine. I still like them in the series. What do you think?
Same deal. You say the Knicks and Cavs you think is the best series. I think this is the best series. It's definitely going to be the most entertaining deal. I think every game is going to be nick and tuck. Every game will be at least – a 5-point game, Dill. I think these teams are evenly matched. Fox could go head to toe. He could go head to head with Steph Curry. He can. He could battle with Steph. So, I if I'm the Kings, Dill, I take this game away. I feel like the Kings stole it, because the Warriors had the chance to win the game, though. They just couldn't cash late in the game. Give credits to the Kings playing defense. Like you said, Andrew Wiggins returned, though. I don't think we're going to see Andrew Wiggins play 16 minutes and then go 2 for 7 from the field again. I could certainly guarantee that won't happen again. And I also believe Sabonis will play better. He had a bad, honestly, you could say one of his worst games of the season, shooting from the field, Dill. He still was able to give you a double-double, but when you go 5 for 17 as a big man, that's pretty bad, Dill. So I think Sabonis will be better, and I think the Andrew Wiggins and the supporting cast of the Warriors will be much better come game 2.
I agree, and it's crazy how the Warriors, defending champs, they could just plug in a guy they haven't even played in 2 months. Andrew Wiggins, come on in. He was defending De'Aaron Fox as well, so I thought he did do a good job. He had a chance to take the lead in the corner for the 3.
Yeah, you acting a little too much. You got him in there. He hasn't played too much. You got him the last 2 minutes.
But that's good moving forward because that's exactly the look you want.
No, that's what I'm saying. I expect him to be much better, and I expect him not to clock a few more minutes, though. He was only limited to 16 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
First game back in 2 months in playoff intensity at the Kings. That crowd was electric. So it was a little too much to ask from Wiggins, but I do expect him to be better game 2. And then we're going to see Andrew Wiggins we saw in the playoffs last year comes games 3 and 4 back in Golden State.
Yeah, I am happy for the Kings fans. First time I said playoff game since 2006. The crowd's electric, and they even said it kind of felt like a college NCAA tournament. They're taking a bus. It's from Oakland to Sacramento. It's probably like a 30-40 minute drive. So I think that's a big factor as well. And let's go to Sunday. You cashed, I cashed. I took the Lakers in the series plus 115. Be careful what you wish for, Dylan Brooks, because you wanted them. And now look. And this is just another example as to why LeBron is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. He picks and chooses his spots. Fourth quarter, he was amazing. Anthony Reeves is him. Austin Reeves. What'd I say?
Anthony.
I was thinking about Anthony Davis, dyslexic. Anthony Davis still had a good game as well. What did he drop? He dropped 22 and 12. He even got nicked up a little bit. But John Moran, I think that's going to be detriment to them. He did get hurt. I don't know if he's able to play moving forward, but great win for the Lakers, and I think they beat him in 5. I really do. I think it's a huge mismatch. Besides Jared Jackson, who do they really have down low that could really stop them?
Nobody. They're missing
nobody.
They're missing Steven Adams, who would have been a great piece, and then Brandon Clark. Those are your interior guys, and then you're down both of them. Jared Jackson can't do it by himself. Anybody in the NBA is a tough task to ask to guard Anthony Davis 48 minutes. It's just tough task. And the fact that Jared Jackson was able to guard him, hold him to 22 and still give you 30 points, I think it's tremendous. I don't think he'll be able to do that in the series again. But Dill, I think taken away from it, when Anthony Davis gives you 7 blocks, that's scary. That's scary. That's championship defense. When you have Anthony Davis controlling the paint, you got guys like Vanderbilt, Hachimura give you 29 points.
I was just gonna say Hachimura.
When I landed and I said, and I saw Lakers won by 16. Wait, Hachimura had 29.
He's like that.
Still, when you have four players go for 20 plus points, LeBron 21, AD 22, Austin Reeves 26, 25, and then you got Hachimura at 29. This Lakers team,
it's unbeatable.
It's unbeatable. And like you said, LeBron picks and chooses. LeBron didn't even have a good game.
No,
LeBron went 8 to 16 from the field with 5 turnovers. You think LeBron going to shoot 50% and have 5 turnovers games too? No. Absolutely not. They're going to be better come game 2 Wednesday. They'll 2 days rest, 2 full days rest. And remember, Hachimura gave it to you off the bench. Mind you, I don't expect him to do that again in the series at all. I expect him to give you what he averages, around 10, 12, 15 points. But guess what? I bet you Malik Beasley wakes up with game 2. Dennis Schroeder wakes up game 2. Or even Troy Brown Jr. wakes up game 2. They got all these small pieces that could light you up any given night. And we've seen in game 1 when Hachimura led all scorers with 29 points.
And I hate to be mainstream sports like SportsCenter or Fox Sports, but I find myself now wanting to put a ticket in for the Lakers to win it all because I really think they have a pathway to come out of the West. If they play like that, I think you and I think most of the people could agree, the Lakers are unbeatable. If Austin Reeves and Hachimura is giving you 20 points a night, it's over.
I tell you what, Dill. If Austin Reeves gives you anywhere around 20 a night, we already know what Anthony Davis and LeBron. We already know. I can make the case they're the two best players in the West. That's the best duo in the West. I can make a case that may be the best. That might be the best duo in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
Big
win. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dill. One last thing.
No, you're good.
Every time they step on the court, they're gonna have the two best players on the court.
Exactly. And just the experience. Like LeBron's been to 10 straight finals.
Yeah, yes. I think it was 253 games. I think that's what it was. He's tied all time in the NBA for the most playoff series played. He's number one in minutes, points, rebounds, assists.
Just be careful what you wish for, Grizzlies. Another good in-season team, but when it comes to the playoffs, they choke. Big win for the Heat. They knocked off the number 1 seed. What a game from Jimmy Butler, 35-11. He had 5 boards as well, but let's see, because the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, he did go down, didn't return. So I think it's very skeptical, because if he does come back, I think the Bucks come back and they win this series convincingly. But Chris Middleton did have a good game. He dropped 33 I'm looking at right now. So big, and they showed a little fight towards the end. They did wind up losing by 13, but I don't think the Bucks are in trouble just at all. So what'd you make of the Heat's performance and ultimately Bucks dropping the first game?
Joe, no, man, I seen a stat yesterday. I wish I would have wrote it down, but your boy been a little busy since landing. The Heat averaged 109 points a game in the season. They exceeded that. They shot, I think, like 38% from the 3-point line. They shot 46. Yesterday. So everything they averaged during the season, they exceeded that game 1. That was possibly Miami's best game of the season.
Yeah.
So I don't expect Miami to play like that. I expect the Bucks, even without Giannis, to win game 2. I'm expecting them not to play, though. I think they're gonna be cautious. There's no need to panic. This Bucks team won a lot of games by 20+ points without them. I don't think you panic in Miami. If you can, let them sit out. Let them rest. No need to panic. You're down 1. I still think you're the better team. I just think Miami. When you got Marcus Strus go for 30+ points and Jimmy Butler, and now Tyler Herro's not going to be there, that's arguably the second best scorer consistently. I don't think Strus is going to be able to give you 30+ points a game like Tyler Herro. I fear Tyler Herro more than Marcus Strus. So now 100%. You can switch a better defender to Strus and Jimmy, and don't need to worry about Tyler Herro, because I think besides Jimmy Butler and Bam, Tyler Herro is the one that could really shoot you out the gym.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest takeaway for me in the game. Tyler Herro going down, broke his wrist, right? Or his hand or something like that.
They're saying hand, so you already know he's done for the playoffs.
He's done for the playoffs, and I think that's the biggest, because Strus, he can give it to you on any given night, but not consistently.
He's not going to average 30 for the series.
No,
come on now.
And I think the Bucks are deep enough and have enough talent to withstand this Heat team. So not worried about them as well. 2 games left. Westbrook beat CP3, man. I mean, when you shoot 3 for 19 and you still win the game with West, but I'll give Westbrook credit. He had the game-winning block. So he is playing defense, always hard, always going 100 miles an hour. And the Clippers are a very deep team. And I can make the argument, Elvis, Kawhi was the best player on the court. I know
there's no argument.
38, 5 and 5. I mean, Kawhi was the claw yesterday. If he could be consistent and do that, I never thought I'd say it, but the Clippers are a dangerous team in this playoffs, and I think they're live in this series now.
Dylan, what I told you a few months ago, I said, Dill, I understand the Clippers don't look it, but I still think they're one of the best teams in the West. That when healthy, what I said, Dill, they can win it all.
Paul George isn't even playing.
When Paul George is there, think about it, though. They was able to steal a game in Phoenix where Russ went 3 for 17.
3 for 19. He shot under 21%. That's bad.
And that's another thing. Going back real quick, I apologize. I got to say this. The Bucks also shot less than 25% from the 3. That won't happen again against Miami. Like I said, Dill, Russ, he didn't have – if you look at the stat sheet, you'd be like, Russ, what the fuck are you doing? But Dill, when you watch the game, especially in the fourth quarter, Dill, he just kept getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound, tip here, tip here. They get another offensive rebound. The offensive rebounds, Clippers 15, Suns 6. Dill, you got 2 7-footers. If I'm Monty Williams, I'm pissed. Eaton. There's no reason why Westbrook should have 6 offensive rebounds and you have what? 2, 1. Kevin Durant. I understand, Kevin Durant, you know, your offensive threat, but you're 7 foot, buddy. You got to get down on the paint. There's no reason why Westbrook should be getting these boards over you. So I think that's my biggest takeaway, Dill. That Russ, he's just an energizer, buddy, Dill. I understand he shot 3 for 19, but he's going to give you your all. And those offensive rebounds late in the game to give him extra shots, that's what led him to victory and that defensive play at the end, Dill. And one quick note, Dill, that's the best I've seen Devin Booker play defense in my entire career, Dill. He looked like to be honest, he had that Mamba mentality in him, Dill. He looked like the best defensive player in the whole NBA for 4 quarters yesterday. I love what I saw. Hopefully he keeps that energy up for game 2 and don't get discouraged because they lost. No, that defense will win you a championship.
But they need more offensively.
Dill, real quick, I think the main reason why they lost, Dill, I understand Kevin Durant had a tremendous game, 27, 9, and 11. But when you go a whole quarter, which Kevin Durant did in the third quarter without shooting the basketball, you're not going to win games when Kevin Durant doesn't shoot the basketball in the third quarter. So I think he just needs to put up more shots still. He's going to shoot a high percentage. If Durant puts up, 25 shots instead of, I think, the 15 he took, the Suns are winning this game convincingly. Because I know if he takes 25, he's going to make at least 17, 18.
Yeah, that's a good point. When the best shooter, arguably, that I've ever seen doesn't take a shot in a whole quarter, that's not a recipe for success. So I do think he needs to maybe not pass as much and just shoot the ball because he's the best shooter I've ever seen.
You got Chris Paul. You got Devin Booker.
Choker. He's never going to win. Never going to win. I'm sorry. I love Chris Paul. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's never going to win.
Still. He had a bad game. He had a bad game. I'll give you that. He had a bad game, too. But this is the best team he ever had.
If Westbrook is on the Suns and you flip it, Suns win the game.
Can't argue that. I can't argue that.
I know. And then the last game, we don't really talk about it. The Nuggets, they blew them out by 29, almost 30. Jamal Murray.
The only thing I can say about that game, my boy Kyle Anderson almost started throwing hands.
Again.
So my man needs to calm down. He needs to calm down a little bit. I love the energy, my boy. But you're giving Jersey a bad rep now. You're looking like a bully out there.
I mean, if people start talking crazy, you got to stand up for what he believes in. But after the thing, like Westbrook, he said, "What'd you say to me?" With the Suns fan, he was like that. Yeah, no, Kyle Anthony needs to pick and choose, man. Shout out St. Anthony's and Patterson Catholic, but man, he's giving Jersey a bad rep right now. But awesome weekend, first round in the playoffs. I think I've watched the most NBA I've ever watched in all season. And I thought it was amazing. I thought the atmosphere, I thought the refs put the whistles away a little bit. It was more physical. Yeah. I loved it. Everything about the playoffs. But before we get into our playoff predictions for the game 2, let me tell you guys about our sponsor, Viva Tequila Seltzer. We're brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching playoff basketball. It doesn't matter. Our flavors pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. We're also brought to you by Daily Fantasy Prize Picks. All first-time users that deposit and use promo code DreamWager will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. You deposit $100, Prize Picks will give you $100. You deposit $50, Prize Picks will give you $50. It's easy. Entries could be made within 60 seconds or less. You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they score more or less than their Prize Picks projection, you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. Tons to choose from. You got NBA playoffs, like we just mentioned. MLB is in full effect. The NHL playoffs start tonight. MMA, so tons to choose from. Get in on the action, not now, right now. Download Prize Picks today. Play daily fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use promo code DreamWager when you sign up. All right, Elvis, let's get into it. We got 2 games on tonight. Your Brooklyn Nets still on the road taking on the 76ers. 76ers laying 10. They covered that last time. Over under is at 212.5. Give any shot to your Nets today?
Yo, give me the Brooklyn Nets plus 10. I'm not saying this because I'm a fan. I'm just saying this because I believe the supporting class will play better tonight. I still believe Bridges will give you 25 plus points, possibly another 30 piece. And I expect some of the guys to, step up. I expect Finney Smith to hit a few threes. I expect Seth Curry to hit a few threes. I expect Joe Harris to put in some points. I expect Cam Johnson to put up some points still. So I even expect Cam Thomas. Give my man Cam Thomas some more minutes, please. He's an absolute bucket, Dill. And like I said, Tobias Harris, I don't fear that man. He's not going for 21 again. James Harden not hitting 5+ threes again. I'm not worried about him, Dill. I understand they could be loud. They could make noise at home, Dill. But especially when we get to Brooklyn, they won't have those type of performances. Tyrese Maxey, he's that guy. I have respect for him. But Tobias Harris, James Harden, they don't scare me. So give me the Brooklyn Nets plus 10. I expect us to lose in a close one, Dill. Joel Embiid, I expect him to have a little better game as well. But I do like our chances. I will say sprinkle something on the money line, Dill, just because I have a feeling somebody will catch fire. I think somebody will come along with Malik and give you 20 plus points. Would it be Curry? Would it be Finney Smith? Would it be Cam Thomas? I'd like to see that. But I think somebody, like you said earlier, it was just Malik Bridges the whole game. I think if somebody else gives you 20 plus points, Dill, I think we will be in the game, Dill.
So 2 guys I want to mention, both on the Nets. I'm going to fade one and I'm going to back one. So the fade guy, I'm going to not really too much fade, but I just think the number's a little too big. Points, rebounds, and assists. Spencer Dinwiddie under 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think just 29 is a little too big here. Nets, I think they'll be held around 100, 105 points here again. And even if the Nets do keep it close, which I think they can, he's only surpassed 29.5 points in 38% of his games this season, even when he was with Dallas. So I think that's just a little too much. I don't think he gets the boards. I think he dishes the ball really well, and he can score. I just think the rebounds are a little much. So I'm going to go under 29.5 points. And Cam Johnson, I'm going to go over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's at 21.5. He's hit this in 6 of his 7, averaging over 26.5 points. They just need to play this guy more. Excuse me. He has the chemistry with Malik Bridges going back to the Suns. And when he averages 25 minutes dating back to going with the Suns, he's averaging 25.2 points, rebounds, and assists. Give this man opportunity, because when he's open, he has a great shot. I think he could take it to the rim, and he's tall enough to get some boards. So 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists seems too low for me. So I'm gonna back that. I think he has a good game here. So I'm gonna go over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Cam, under 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Spencer Dinwiddie. So let's go to the next game here. Golden State, interesting now. Golden State is now the favorite on the road for game 2. Sacramento took care of game 1 while they were the favorite. Now it's flipped. Golden State laying 2 on the road. If you want to take them on the money line, minus 130, I think that's still good value. Plus 110 for the Kings. Over under high 239 as expected. What do you like for this one, kid?
Dill, give me Golden State on the money line, Dill. I think this is a must-win situation for Golden State. The all year we've been hearing, Golden State's just not a good road team, Dill. They can't get a game on the road, Dill. They got to steal this game on the road. We saw them, lose in a close one, game 1. We've seen the Kings have a pretty good game. I think like I said, I think Wiggins and company will have a better game, especially game 2, and moving forward after that, I think Steph Curry can surprise the people, give him 30, possibly a 40 piece in game 2, because he could do it on the road. It's just will the supporting cast come along with him. I expect De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk to just come down a little bit. I don't expect 68 points combined between those two tonight. So Give me Golden State on the money line deal. I think they sneak out a very tight win, possibly a 2-3 point game win.
Yeah, I agree. I do lean them. I would take them on the money line. I don't know if I want to lay it because money is probably coming in on them. It started as a pick 'em. Now they're laying 2.
Yeah, I caught it at -120. Like you said,
Yeah.
right now it's -130. So it's been coming in.
Money is coming in on the Warriors for good reasons, like you were saying. And I think they had every opportunity to win game 1. So I think that notion of them playing bad on the road, yeah, in season, I think that was a valid argument. But playoff time, I think it's different. I'm going to fade De'Aaron Fox here. The line's adjusted. I'm going to go under 28.5 points. They've increased the line. He exploded in game 1 after dropping 38, but he's gone under this number in 4 of the last 5 games against Golden State. And, since he exploded for 38 last game against Golden State, I think their game plan is going to be a little different. I expect Andrew Wiggins to have more minutes. I think he'll be on De'Aaron Fox a little more. And you know how many points De'Aaron Fox averages against Golden State? 18.5. 28.5 is just too much. That's a whole 10 points. That's like 5 possessions. I don't think he drops another 30-point. And if he does, kudos to him. I mean, he's a baller then. But I'm going to fade him. I'm going to go under 28.5 points for De'Aaron Fox. What do you think?
I like it, though. Like I said, I just don't expect him to give it to them like the way he did game 1, though. I expect him to have, somewhere around 25, 26-ish. That seems more transparent, though. Just to go for 38 or 30-plus points back-to-back in the playoffs, it's just, you're asking a lot.
Yeah.
It is the playoffs. The defense intensity does,
it gets up a little.
It gets up a little bit, and I expect the Warriors and Steve Kerr to come out with a better defensive plan, especially with Fox come tonight, though.
We'll breeze through the other few games. Remember, all of our official plays will be on Elvis in Mind Action app. So, real quick, we got a few games on Tuesday slate. We got 3 games. Atlanta Hawks plus 10.5 on the road. Over unders at 229. Another blowout here for you. What do you think?
Nah, they'll give me the Hawks plus 10.5. Though I think they lose by 6 to 8 points. Though I expect them to come out. Just shoot better from the field. I don't expect Boston to be as hot as they were game 1. Like you said, Tatum, Brown was just tremendous. I expect them to cool down a little bit as well. Still expect them to put up numbers, but not as much as it did in game 1, Dill. Moving forward, your New York Nets and Cleveland again, Dill.
Give me a plus the 5 and money line.
Dill, give me the Knicks plus 5. I just don't see why they're a 5-point dog. If the lines would have been like plus 2.5, plus 3, I would be like, okay. Maybe I would have just did Cleveland something, but I do expect Cleveland to bounce back in this one, though. I just don't see them beating out more than 5.
I also like the over 213.5. I expect more points out of Cleveland and more points out of the Knicks. I don't think we see a 80s 90s matchup like we did in game 1. So,
and I also expect RJ Barrett to shoot a little better from the field as well, Dill. Not for none.
You're the only one on that one. I can't back you on that one, bud. What about the third game?
Give me the Clippers plus 7.5, though. We saw this Clippers team still won in Phoenix when Russell Westbrook shot 3 for 19, people. Yeah. He might shoot 7 for 19, but that'll be much better, Dill. So I expect Russ to have a little better game, possibly give you around, 20-plus points. Hey, let's give him a 20-point triple-double, Dill. Wouldn't shock me if he gives you a 20-point triple-double. Hey, I'm telling you right now, I took the Clippers plus 7.5. Phoenix, you better not go down 0-2 heading to LA. I'm letting you know right now. It's a must-win game for Phoenix. I do expect them to win, but I expect the Clippers to keep it close. Moving on to Wednesday, Dill. I think this is another must-win game. But guess what? Give me the Los Angeles Lakers for over the Memphis Grizzlies. The biggest question mark is Ja Morant. We know he re-aggravated that hand injury. I'm not going to say he hurt it.
Hopefully it's not his gun hand.
It might be his shooting hand, Dill. So I think moving forward, is Ja going to be Ja? Let's just say he goes out there and play. This is all hypothetical. We don't have breaking news saying he's in or out. I believe he's going to go out there and give it a shot. Can he beat Ja Morant? Can he give you 30 points, a couple assists, and still be the X factor for his team? I don't think so, though, especially coming into game 2. That hand won't be – that hand wasn't 100% to begin with, and now you re-aggravated. I think it's going to take at least a week to get that hand back to full strength, though. So I don't expect to see the Ja Morant we saw all season. So for that reason, give me the Lakers on the money line at plus 106. I understand Hachimura won't have 29 again, but I expect LeBron to give you more than 21. I expect AD to give you more than 22. Hey, he might not give you 7 blocks, but he might give you 30 and 15, Dill. So give me the Lakers on the road plus 106 on the money line. Dill, Bucks, Heat. Give me the Miami Heat plus the
Wow.
points. To be honest, question mark is Giannis. Like I said, I wouldn't panic if I'm Milwaukee Bucks. I wouldn't panic versus the Heat. Like I said, though, they exceeded their season average in game one. They exceeded the 3-point percentage from the field in game one than they did the whole season. That's the best they looked. One of the best games they had all season, though. And so give me them plus 9. I see the plus 9 right now. So give me the plus 9 in my pocket there. I think Miami will lose in a close one in Milwaukee with or without Giannis. And then the last game, Dale, I didn't end up touching it. Stay tuned to my action. I might end up touching it on Wednesday. Minnesota, Denver, they're at plus 8.5 right now. Over under 223.5. You think Minnesota has to come out and play better. So I will think that I will lean them plus 8.5, but guess what though? I think I'm gonna go with Anthony Towns over 20.5 points. I think he gives you somewhere around 25-30 in a must-win matchup. Maybe the Timberwolves can still win on the road, Dill, but from that performance we saw last night, Dill, it doesn't look promising.
Nope. I'd lay the 8.5. I think they're going to sweep Minnesota. They got no chance. Same thing with the Hawks. I'd lay it instead of take the points just because I don't. The final score isn't indicative to what happened during the game. So I'd be cautious doing that. But I love all the other plays as well. Elvis, good luck. And remember, all of his plays can be found on his Action app, so be sure to go check him out over there. As for the Diamond, we have one game going on right now. Is the early morning game, even though it's almost 4 o'clock already, but rain delay over there in Boston. So it was the Boston Marathon today. Everyone competed, hopefully, and you either got half the population running and being athletic and for a good cause, and then you got the other half of the population just shit-faced for the Boston Marathon. So you love to see it. Right now, Boston is losing 5-3 in the bottom of the 7th. But tough sailing right now for the Boston Red Sox, I'll tell you that. But other than that, we got a few games on the slate. I'll just run through what I really like. Nothing in the Guardians Texas game. I can't back Hunter Gaddis right now. Honestly, he's fucking awful, and the Tigers are just the Tigers. So it's a stay away game for me. Between the Giants and the Marlins, I do like the Marlins here on the money line. Jesus Lazard has looked fantastic over this only 3 starts in the season, but he's looked really good. Giants, they're going the opposite way. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games. So I just think Marlins are playing good ball right now. At home, I'll take the fish here. Rays, Reds, I kind of like the Rays here as well. You know, they had they weren't going to continue to win all these games. So they got back in the win column against the Blue Jays, and I think Taj Bradley is going for the Rays. So I like him over Hunter Green. Not the biggest Hunter Green guy. Maybe look towards a strikeout prop for him, but maybe Randy Arozarena over 1.5 hits, RBIs, and runs. I think that's a very profitable market in the MLB right now. And I don't think the market has caught up to it. So a lot of main guys are getting over 1.5, and it's not that big of a juice. It's like -110, -120. So for a guy to get a hit and an RBI and then you cash, I think it's a very profitable market. I'm diving deeper into that as well. White Sox, Phillies, both awful teams. I'd stay away from it. I think the overs are very profitable. They're 10-4 for the over for the White Sox. Both have awful bullpens. They're the number 1 and number 2 worst bullpens in the league right now. So just keep hitting overs for the White Sox, especially in Chicago. Elvis, stop me if you have any in any of these games. But
Still, to be honest, if you've been following my action, I apologize, people, because your boy, he does this thing in the NBA. NBA is not a question. That's my best sport. MLB, this might be my worst start in my betting career with baseball. So you know what? I ended up staying away from it. Dill, I'm gonna just go with you, and I like everything you're saying. The only thing I could honestly say that I like is Atlanta against San Diego today. And me saying that, you got to sprinkle something on San Diego on the money line. So, with that
Yeah.
being said, people, sprinkle something on the money line with San Diego because I like Atlanta tonight.
Other than that, DeGrom is going for the Rangers against the Royals. Maybe Rangers first five, but that's even kind of chalky. I kind of like the under for the Cardinals and D-backs. You got two really good pitchers in Merrill Kelly and Jack Flaherty as well. And you also have 16-mile-an-hour winds blowing in as well, so I think that should help in St. Louis. In Merrill Kelly's 3 starts, only 5 runs given up on 15 innings. Walks have been a problem. Maybe you look towards a walk prop, but I like the under 8.5 for D-backs and Cardinals. Astros, Blue Jays. It's another one where I kind of lean under. Kevin Gausman, I just worry about Kevin Gausman a little bit. I did pick him to win the AL Cy Young, but his velocity has gone down a few of these games. So I'm worried something's up with him. So it's a kind of stay away. Astros haven't really looked good either. So maybe lean Blue Jays, but don't really like that game either. Rockies, I do like at home, going up to elevation. The Pirates are actually playing good baseball right now, but Kyle Freeland for the Rockies, I just think this is a really good start for him. There's no way I could back Rich Hill. Going up to elevation, I just think this is a bad spot. So I'm going to take the Rockies here at home. Cubs, Athletics. That's another one where it's kind of chalky. Athletics, I think you just got to continue to fade them. 1-9 in their last 10 games straight up. They're 2-6 at home. Kyler Murray. If you're going to back the Athletics, I think the only person you can back is Kyler Muller. And besides that, they're just not a really good ball club. I'd favor the Cubs there. Brewers, Mariners. You got Corbin Burns going. Can't really back Chris Flexen either. He got smoked in his last start. The Mariners, they're not the best home team. Brewers are the better team. They have the better pitcher. They have the better bat. So I lean with the Brewers here. The game you just mentioned, the Braves and Padres. Max Fried is coming back. I lean with the Braves here. I think this is a good spot for them as well. I'm not a really big believer in Ryan Weathers as well. So, and then the Mets, Dodgers. It's a wait and see, but I probably would back the Mets here. Dustin May, he's pretty good, but I like the Mets right here. I know they swept the Athletics, and it is the Athletics, but I think they got their bats going a little more. So maybe first 5 plus a half, because I think David Peterson isn't getting enough credit as he should, and I think he's doing better than most people expect. So that's what I like. Elvis, did I leave anything out, or do you like anything else?
Like I said, people, I like Atlanta. So fade that and then put some money on San Diego and watch it cash. Because if I put Atlanta and I bet it, I guarantee that's still I might put like a few dollars on one account on Atlanta and then put the house on another account on San Diego. Because that's just the way life works with your boy in the MLB. So, follow Dylan's action in MLB because your boy will be staying away from MLB moving forward.
Not a big MLB guy, huh?
Nah, dude, I like winning money, not losing it.
Smart. I know we're not a big hockey pod, but the playoffs do start tonight. I am going to game 1 tomorrow at the Rock. The Devils taking on the Rangers. Going to be an amazing series. I really do think with just the whole history. You got New Jersey, you got New York. We really don't hate each other. So we really do hate each other, I should say. So Devils are the 2 seed in the East, while the Boston Bruins, they're literally the best team I think I've ever seen. They broke the points record. They broke the win record. So they're the odds-on favorite to win. I think they coast through, and I think they beat Florida. As for the other series, Toronto hasn't gotten out of the first round since 2006. I think it's their year. I think they finally beat Tampa Bay Lightning. So, and then they run into the Boston Bruins. So then I think they lose. But as for the Carolina Hurricane Islanders, a lot of people are picking the Islanders because of their Russian goalie. He's a stud. But Carolina is very good offensively, especially on the rush, on breakaways. So I think that's going to be a very fun series. It wouldn't surprise me if the Islanders upset the Hurricane, and then we would see the Islanders versus the Devils in the second round. So it's setting up to be a very good series, but I think obviously I got to take the Devils. I took them in the series. I took them game 1 tomorrow. I think it's going to be the Devils versus the Boston Bruins in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I just think the Devils are like 4 or 5 years ahead of schedule. We got the brothers, Luke and Jack Hughes. And we have the number 2. We drafted this Russian defenseman. He's not even up right now. He's just waiting to get called up for another year or two. So I think we'll have a nice playoff run, but I think we're going to be contenders for the next 4 or 5 years. So I think we're in a good position. I'm going to take us to beat the Rangers. I think we'll advance against either the Hurricane or the Islanders, and then we'll see the Boston Bruins in the Eastern Conference Finals. And as for the West, you got the defending champs, the Colorado Avalanche. I think they're gonna boat race the Seattle Kraken. I like the Kraken. I think they're a fun story and exhibition team, but I think they're gonna get waxed. Fun series between Dallas and Minnesota. Minnesota is a very tough team, even though Dallas is the favorite to win. So I think that could be another 6-7 game series. Vegas Golden Knights, they are the number 1 overall seed in the West. I think they take care of Winnipeg. Winnipeg has a good goalie, but I think Vegas has too much offensively, so I expect them to advance. And then my ticket, I think who is the dark horse who could come out of the West, I think it's the Edmonton Oilers. I think if they could get past the Kings, who are dealing with some injuries right now with Connor McDavid. You got Draisaitl as well for the Oilers. They got so many fucking pieces offensively. I think they could represent the West. So I'm probably going to take the Edmonton Oilers to take on the Boston Bruins in the Stanley Cup final. And I think if Boston doesn't win, it'd be probably one of the biggest disappointments in NHL history. So that's our NHL preview within 5 minutes. So gotta love it. Gotta love it. Any last words, Elvis, before we get up out of here? Good episode.
I just hope we see as good of the games we saw, Saturday and Sunday. It was 2 blowouts, but every other game there was pretty high intense, pretty great. Mm-hmm. So I just hope moving forward the playoffs is as entertaining as it was this weekend.
100%. Will you be watching the NHL playoffs? I know you like to dabble a little in the NHL.
I'm definitely going to be watching the Devils game tomorrow. Dylan got me into hockey just a few years ago because I'm not a big hockey fan, but come playoff time, it's just so electric that you want to be like, what's going on? So, bro, if y'all have nothing to watch, you got nothing to do, if, one of these playoff games are a blowout, switch on to a hockey game because I guarantee you will be entertained as fuck.
When I was little, I remember asking my dad who grew up with hockey and that's his favorite sport. And I go, this is amazing. I go, why don't they play like this every game? He looks over to me, he goes, because the season would be over in December. you gotta ease your way in. There's 82 games. So I agree. It's fast paced, it's energetic, it's physical. They let the boys play a little bit. So very interesting. This is the best time, I think. You got baseball going on, you got UFC, you got both playoffs in the NBA and NHL going. So great time to be alive right now. That's going to do it for this Monday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila and Prize Picks, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys in a few days. Follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at the Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you missed Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We're trying to grow that as well. All that good stuff really helps us tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.